Hey everyone, it's Annie
and Brady
from the Never Growing Up podcast, a Disney Parks podcast for adults.
Thanks so much for joining us for this week's episode. Make sure you subscribe and leave a rating for us on whatever app you're joining our conversation.
And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links for all of our accounts are in our show notes.
Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of the Never Growing Up podcast. Today, we are continuing our Epcot tour, starting with your pick, although it actually is the number 2 pick, considering what I put in the poll. But for all intents and purposes, we're going to use the second pick. And we actually have some topics to talk about, which hasn't happened in a while, and it makes me feel so nostalgic for old times. All on this episode. Hey, Brady.
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, just relaxing in bed as the usual lately.
I know. You've had a interesting couple of weeks over there.
I know. I've had the extensive time off.
Yeah. When do you go back?
October 9th.
Oh, my goodness. So you still have
I guess
another
technically
week.
October 12th because, I have 12 days, but the 9th is a Friday, so that's my last day, and then I'll go back on Monday.
Right. But during your time off, though, something exciting happened.
Yeah. Well, first, I celebrated my 9th year of military service.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you. That was September 27th.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so it's just really crazy to think 9 years ago I was getting on a bus going to basic training.
Wow.
And that's really, and then from where I was then to where I am now, and now I'm married, I have a house, I'm in New Mexico, I have all these cats. It's wild. And also to make rank after senior airman or E4, you have to test for it. And I've tested for it 6 times, and 6th time was a charm because I finally made rank.
So excited for you, and so well
Staff
deserved.
Sergeant Brady McCleary.
That is amazing. I'm so excited for you. I know that is something that you worked so hard for. So I was so excited
I just
when I
test
saw that.
so early. I just get so nervous, and all my knowledge goes out the window. But this time I held on enough knowledge to pass.
That's awesome. Yay. So happy for you. That's awesome. So at least during this downtime, you got to super celebrate. So I'm so glad.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So this week is interesting because we actually, I feel like this is almost like an old-timey episode. Because back in the days, pre-COVID, this whole show used to just be topics. And then sometimes we would put in little tours here and there, but there was always just so much news going on that we always had something to talk about, and we didn't really have time to do these tours that we've been doing, which you guys seem to really appreciate. So thank you. But we actually have some topics of discussion today before we continue our World Showcase tour. So we are going to do that. I'm actually so excited. I was writing this up this morning, and I was like, "Oh man, this is old times." It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about, and this is a hot topic for debate, and especially from what I'm seeing in the Disney TikTok community. There's a couple former cast members that I follow. And here's the problem with being a Disney adult. There's a lot of people in the Disney adult community who suck. And a lot of people who really just kind of take it to the next level. And Brady and I are of the same ilk where we love Disney for what it is. We also realize that it's it's just a place. It's not some, I don't know. There's a reality, and then there's Disney. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like to have there's a line. So people get on my ass about being a Disney adult. People I work with or whoever, they're like, "Oh, you're Disney, you go to adult." Because like, yeah, I was like, but also like my husband and I go and we usually stay at the resort, like a really nice resort. We go to really nice fine dining, things like that. Like we kind of approach Disney a little differently. But anyways, I noticed this happens a lot to TikTokers who are former um, cast members, and it's usually people who are like because what they're doing. So just to paint the picture for you, they will say, "Oh, I used to play this character." Now, as a Disney cast member, you're required to keep the magic, which means you're not allowed to say, "I play Mulan," for example. You say, "I am friends with Mulan."
Mhm.
So just to keep the magic, right? And mainly just because you don't want to if you're around people and you don't want to confuse children, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you don't want to confuse the children. This has nothing to do with adults, okay? If so anyways, so people will say on the TikTok that like, "Hey, I used to be this." And here's what's really interesting. A lot of the ones that I follow are people who are of a different nationality. Or they're like half Asian, half white, or there are some black TikTokers, like things like that. So they've played uh multinational characters, I guess you could say. So like some people will play Mulan and Pocahontas, which
Mhm.
is weird enough itself, but
Yeah.
stay with me. So a lot of people a lot of times they'll tell like very racist stories. Like one of the girls who's played Mulan, she would talk about how people would go up and like do this like the slant eyes with their eyes and take a picture with her. Like, y'all, how
Wow.
I don't I don't understand how people allow that to happen. Again, that is another conversation which it's fucked up, but here we are. So people will like get on the comments and be like, "You need to you're even though you're an ex-cast member, you need to stick to the Disney standard and say you're friends with them." And these people are like, "Dude, chill." So then I, of course, jump in because I just can't handle stupid people. And I was like, listen, like this, like, first off, you're that's a Disney Karen, in my opinion, which is very much like that woman that you're posting about with the receipt for the
Ugh,
$50 pizza, who also needs to take several seats. I hope her account got shut down.
several seats.
God help us. Like, anyways. But those people, these kind of people give Disney adults a bad name. And I said that. And I said it directly to her because I don't care. And she's like, "I'm not a Karen. I'm just saying we need to follow the Disney standard." And I'm like, "No, no, no, hold on. First off, these people don't work for Disney anymore, so who gives a shit? Second,
Mhm.
that standard, and this is my opinion. I mean, y'all can do whatever you want, but don't attack people for it. Is for so we don't confuse children. So like they see someone like they because the magic is supposed to be there. The children are supposed to only see. This is also my issue with people who have princess companies, who like random ass people around here who dress up as princesses and pretend that they're princesses. That shit pisses
Yeah,
me off. I could go on
yeah.
a whole fucking rampage on how that's ruining the magic. Okay, the princesses live at Disney World. They don't live in fucking Warren, Ohio. Okay, that
I
makes
just
me so
the thing
angry.
with those, like, it's just like the Mickey ear things that people make,
Yeah,
and that's their quote unquote business.
I'm like, all
And it's
right.
like, how is Disney not shitting all over your chest right now?
Well, they are because now they're
Like,
stealing the design.
well, yeah, I mean,
But
like
it's their
with the
IP.
whole costume princess things, like, how are they allowed to go around and say that they're
That
Elsa
they're actually else I can't.
and wear the costume? Like, I feel like you're just begging to be taken to court.
Like, that's
And
ruining the
then
magic.
you're gonna go to social media and be like, Disney take me to court because I'm gonna be
Ugh,
Elsa for
shut
children's
up.
party.
No one
And then
cares.
we're gonna be like, you're using their intellectual
Yeah, like, I
property
don't
and
know.
you're even using their name. Like, you're not even just saying like you're some kind of
Like
ice
a snow
princess. You're
princess
like,
or yeah.
I am Elsa. Like, no, you're not,
I
bitch.
can't.
No,
I
you're
get
not.
so mad. Well, so anyways, this person so what I ended up saying is, like, of course, she was like, "I'm not a Karen, da, 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 da. I'm just saying we need to hold the standard." I was like, "Okay." So, I'm an adult, and I know, like, no one's holding if you think that, like, there's supposed to be a Disney standard for you as an adult, you have an issue because it's like, so I know this, and this is also why I don't do meet and greets. This is just me personally. You can do meet and greets all you want. I personally don't like meet and greets because I feel awkward as an adult going up to another adult dressed as a character and saying and acting like they're the character. I'm not doing that. All right. I'm not, this is my personal choice. I know Brienne is like having like a damn fit because she loves a meet and greet, but she forces me to go to them. And that's you. And like live your truth if you want to do meet and greet. But personally, I do not. But also, like, you cannot tell me as an adult person that you do not think that person is also not a character. Like, okay, guys, this is the whole reality check. Like, that's a person dressed up. That's a college kid, right? Is dressed up.
You know that's a college kid, right?
Like, I don't understand what magic we're trying to preserve. But anyways, many people agreed with me, and so and also people asked me what our podcast was, so maybe we got some new subscribers, or maybe we're gonna get some hate. I don't know.
Regardless, all publicity is good publicity. Welcome. Make sure you leave a 5-star review. Thank
Yeah,
you.
welcome to our family here of no bullshit. But that like drove me nuts. I was just like, what? But anyways, what are like I don't know, Brady, what are your thoughts on like do you think people should maintain the facade, quote unquote, that oh, I used to play Snow White or I am friends with Snow White. Like, I really think that's only language that should be reserved for your own kids, in my opinion.
Yeah, and honestly, like again, like they're not employed by Disney anymore, so like, what does it really matter? Don't go around like, like, don't go to a child and be like, "Hey, those princesses at Disney World, not real. I was one of them." Like, don't do that. But
Oh,
like,
right.
first of all, this is TikTok. People who would still, excuse me, still believe in that Disney magic of like them actually being the character probably shouldn't be on TikTok.
As an
So
adult.
yeah, but like as an adult, we already know that they aren't the real people.
But I think
Like,
it also says something to like people who because like look at you and me, and it's like clearly you and I truly hold on to Disney magic. We have a podcast. Do you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like it is my happy place. It is. I'm assuming your happy place. Like we
yeah. And I
fully
mean, and I
believe in it.
do. I will go to the meet and greets here and there,
Yeah,
like
do
if
it.
I
Like
haven't
I'm not
done
saying
them.
yeah. This is just Annie's personal like
But I'm
belief.
not stupid. Like, I know that's not Peter Pan. Like,
Right. So here's a really good example. So my husband and I were at Disney, and one of my friends used to be friends with Mary Poppins or used to play Mary Poppins. And we were texting, and she was just going to come see us, like for our own personal like little meet and greet. But she had to be in character the whole time, obviously, because she was out on park grounds. Like this was over by like the little court. What are those like little courtyards in front of the castle? Do you know like the new little with the fountains and whatever?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And she brought like her photo pass person, and we took pictures, and it was really fun, but she interacted with us as Mary, and we interacted back with her because there were children around us, and we were not gonna ruin the magic for them, okay? So that's a great example. Uh, I don't know, actually, you know what? I have to ask her about this, if she still says it, like, because she doesn't work I don't think she works at Disney anymore, because this is, like, a couple years ago, but I wonder if she kinda seems like someone who would hold on to that, but I don't know. But, like, settle down. Everyone needs to take a seat. And I felt bad for the TikToker because she was, like, defending herself. 'Cause she's like, "I love Disney. I go there all the time. I don't hate Disney. I'm just telling you this was my experience." And they had some really shitty experiences, especially another one was there's another girl on there who's played Tiana, and she has had some really shitty experiences because people are racist as hell.
Hmm.
So anyways, that's Annie's TikTok drama for this week.
For this week.
If you guys wanna follow me on TikTok, you're more than welcome to. It's mainly a K-drama stan account. It just kinda turned into that. There's really no Disney content in it at at all, actually. I don't think I have anything about Disney. But, like, if you like K-drama, if you like stupid millennial shit, then, like, follow me on TikTok. But it's not a Disney TikTok. And you have
You want to
TikTok
listen to her
too.
yell at the TV? Yeah, I do.
It's
It's like if
really
you're gonna
yelling at the TV.
yell at her TV
That really is
and
all it is me yelling at the TV.
try to figure out what she's yelling at them about.
Me yelling at the TV. That's really all it is. And you know what? It's really funny because, like, I found, like, I've organically gained, like, 500 followers or whatever just from people who also like K-drama, but, like, some people will get on there and, like, attack me, and I'm like, "Guys, what is going on?" They'll be like, "Well, I don't like this character is the best because of this," and I was like, "Okay, I was just asking a question. I am just yelling at my TV, videotaping it, and putting it on an app. That's where I'm at in my life. Apparently, you take this a little more serious." Oh my god, we gotta change topics. Let me see. I made a list today while I wasn't paying attention to a call. Oh, okay, so the next piece of news, this just came out over the
It's a piece
weekend.
indeed.
It is a actually, I kinda saw it coming, and I'll say why for a minute. So, they are Disney is, Walt Disney World, I should say, is retiring the Grand Floridian Band. Um, that band has been there since the opening of the Grand Floridian back in the '80s. Um, they are a tradition of the Grand Floridian. I mean, there's nothing better than walking into the Grand Floridian in the evening and hearing the band playing, I'll tell you that right now. Um, but unfortunately, they've decided to retire them, and I actually thought this happened a long time ago because so if you guys know where Enchanted Rose is today, or if you know where the band used to play, that's where Enchanted Rose is now. So like they kind of cleared out that entire area where they used to play, and then they moved them downstairs to where like on the other side of check-in, which I thought was an awkward place for it already. So my thing is like, couldn't we have found another spot? I don't know.
I
It's
don't
really
know. I
disappointing.
mean, yeah, because I guess in hindsight, it was coming. Like they don't just take
Yeah.
away the band spot. It's like you're the old lady teacher, and they're like, "Oh no, 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 no! We're not taking away your classroom. You're just gonna go down the hall
I
to
know.
the janitor closet, and then we'll fire you." Like,
No. I would love I mean, like, I saw Disney released a statement yesterday or today, just, saying that this is kind of no longer part of the Grand Floridian story, and I was like, "What?" Like, that doesn't make I'm not, like, gonna protest it by any mean, like, I'm not gonna be like, "Fuck Disney," or whatever, but, like, I am kind of bummed. You know what I
huh?
mean?
Not a part of the Disney or the Grand
Yeah,
Floridian
hold on,
image.
let
What
me
image
pull it
is
up.
that?
It's really weird. Let me pull it up, the story, so don't judge me. I Oh, look at these older men, it's so sad. Okay, where's the statement? Where's the statement? Scroll, scroll, scroll. As you may know, we are always evaluating and refining our offerings and creating new ideas to build upon Disney's stories. This philosophy is in keeping with Walt Disney's vision for continuing to grow and evolve, giving guests a mixture of familiar and new experiences with each visit. In alignment with this philosophy, we have made the decision to end the limited time run of the Disney
Limited
Society.
time run.
Limited time run?
It's been 40 years.
That's a choice and a half of words. Criminy. And Society Orchestra and Friends this fall, with their last performance being Saturday, October 3rd, 2020. We apologize for any disappointment that this may cause you, and please be assured that we have shared all of your feedback with the appropriate executive leadership teams. That's an interesting statement right there. We have shared all of your feedback.
Lim-
Like, it's almost like, "Look, don't shoot the messenger," kind of like that's the kinda statement it comes off to me. Dude, what? That's just a real shit ass, statement if you ask me.
Yeah.
IMO.
Yikes. Like, what limited time thing
That's
is
so weird, dude, come on.
literally 40 years old?
It's,
I mean, I guess,
yeah, 32 years. So it's not a limited time run, Disney.
yeah,
Stop.
I guess, I mean, am I a limited time run? Because I'm turning 31. Oh my god, but does
Soon.
that
You
mean
are
I'll
turning
die?
31 soon.
Yeah, next month. A month from today, actually, it's the 28th.
Whoa,
Hello.
whoa.
Hello, welcome to birth month. Send me Starbucks gift cards, everybody.
I loved my early 30s. Then it went downhill from
Um,
there.
so far, 30 was kind of crap, only because I was in New Mexico.
Yeah, that yeah. 29 sucked for me. 29 was a shit year, and then, of course, 37 is not, which was encompassing 2020, was not fantastic, to say the least. But, damn,
Yeah,
that's just
so
really disappointing. I obviously, we're interested to hear what you guys have to say about it. I'm They're doing a lot of cost-cutting measures, and obviously this is that. I can't imagine, like I'm just really I really I don't see the reasoning around it, like, I feel like I need to see data, because this is not, like, something that you charge. You know what I'm saying? Like, y
yeah,
they're just there. But, like, we've seen it over time where, like, Disney has, like, gotten rid of, like, much loved bands, like, especially, like, really great example is Off Kilter in the Canada Pavilion. Like, Nick my husband and I were devastated, and then I think I don't know if they fully got rid of British Revolution in Epcot or in the England Pavilion, but I don't know if it's permanent, but
hmm,
anyways, that's shitty. There are other things that you could have let go, but not something
yeah,
that's a time-old tradition of the Grand Floridian. Come on. What are you gonna play, like, music now? Like, through the it's just gonna be like can you imagine how lame ass that'll be? Like, if you walk in and there's, like, big band sound, but it's, like, just
no big
pretty
band.
Spotify? Oh my lord in heaven.
It's just Disney Spotify,
Disney's
Disney Pandora.
oh my god, help us all. And then we have one more topic. Oh my god, because I can't talk about this anymore, it makes me sad. Oh, this is this leads into our discussion of World Showcases. Actually, this works really well because we're almost talking for 30 minutes. So, guys, when we've been just having some either technical issues, we've been really busy. Interestingly enough, work has been more of a nightmare for me from being home because I'm not traveling, so I'm available more. Um, Not that I'm not grateful to have a job during this, especially during this time, but it's been a little wacky. And we've been traveling and I know you've been traveling, so it's just been like and we have some family obligations, which I'm not super thrilled about to be in groups of people because I actually care about other safety, but whatever. Um, so when we asked you guys which direction we should start, we wanted to pull you, because it's the time old controversy of do you start in Mexico or do you start in Canada? I personally started in Mexico, and Brady, you start in Canada, right?
Right. I used to start in Mexico, but now we start in Canada.
Yeah. So, obviously we wanted to hear from you guys. But then something happened when I was like literally about to post this poll on my story. And and
Not
for
just
me,
something happened,
not
Annie.
something. Oh my
The
god.
savior of all of 2020
The
happened.
savior of 2020. Um, Chris Evans did a little whoopsie. And I know we're talking about this is like a couple weeks past, but this kind of ties into our whole where we were starting in Mexico or um Canada. And so I put it on there. I said Captain America's peen because he accidentally showed his peeps on Instagram Live because I cannot I okay, maybe because I never dated in the time of nudes, but like I I just can't I don't understand why you would save it on your camera roll. Like, are you sending it to multiple people? I don't know. So anyways, he was scrolling through his camera roll and there's a picture of his peeps. And it's very impressive if you haven't seen it. I mean, God bless.
Mhm.
It looks like a great time. But,
I
like,
mean, so, like, okay, so you send the pic, and I mean, he's an actor. He's probably away from his wife.
he's not
Uh,
married. That's the thing. That's a you know what?
oh,
That's a whole other thing. I think it's really
so he's
strange
not
that he has
married. So who the fuck cares? Send it to
oh,
everybody.
oh, yeah, he gets sent to everyone. That's totally fine. It's not even like, I don't understand the reason for nudes, but whatever. But, like, then that's just me. But also, like, the thing that was so weird because if this happened to a woman, she gets crucified, okay? Crucified, and no one will ever let her forget it. When Chris Evans accidentally, on his Instagram Live shows his peeps, people are like, "Give him his privacy. It was an accident." Da, da, da. And I just thought it was like such a double standard.
Yeah, but see, I've been seeing the opposite. I feel like when it's a woman, everybody's like, "Oh my god, guys, it was an accident. Like, you guys need to respect your privacy. Stop sharing this photo." But with Chris Evans, it was everybody's sending this photo. Like, "Oh my god, it's Chris Evans." Uh, I will say I agree in the sense that it hasn't lasted as long, much as the man wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
um,
Let's
but
hope he can last longer.
um, but I feel like more people are openly, and more women are openly and broadly sharing his penis versus if it was a woman who accidentally had a boob pic on there. I feel like people would be like, "You're invading her
Well,
privacy."
also, women get slut shamed for it too. Again, I don't know why you would save a nude picture of yourself. That's just me. But I'm
Hey,
not gonna
sometimes
slut
you
shame
just
you.
take the picture and then like you move on and you forget to, because depending on where you're sending it, like it saves to your phone,
Yeah, I just
um,
like, guys,
and then you just forget to delete it.
I guess, yeah. I'm just like, oh, like, then just don't ever accidentally I don't know. But anyways, I'm just saying that, like, he's like, no one's slut shaming him because there's a picture of his peeps versus, like, a girl who would just get, like, fully attacked for it. That's my issue with the whole thing. I'm fully like, he should be proud of that thing. In my opinion, it looks great. But but it's like he used the opportunity then to, like, say, "Well, now that I got your attention, make sure you vote on November 3rd," which I thought was cute. But, and some of the Avengers kinda stood up for him, which is just the way it should be for anyone who accidentally leaks a nude. Like, just, like, brush it off and be done with it. It shouldn't be something that just, like, hangs on.
Yeah,
So I appreciated like, yeah, in general, like, that's the way you should handle it. But also I was just like, I feel like there's a double standard here. Also, he had a picture did you see the picture above that said "Protect the pussy"?
I looked at nothing else in
You're
there.
like, I was just, I blacked out after that.
Yeah,
No there was another picture in the thing, and it was a picture of his face, and it said "Protect the pussy," which I can't believe I'm saying on air, but, which everyone's like, he truly is Captain America because he's protecting the lady's business, but, we need someone to because
America's dick right
with shit
there.
going on right now in the world, we need someone to protect it.
And I think that's also part of why it went away so quickly, because like there's so much other shit going on
Yeah,
right now with this election, the fucking COVID. I think people really just don't care.
right. I agree. I agree. So, anyways, if you could only imagine, that was the number one choice for us to talk about. So we're like, okay, we got to talk about Chris Chris Evans peeps first. I have a hard time saying penis, very hard time. And
I can see this.
if you've ever seen the episode of New Girl
Penis.
where uh Jess's character accidentally sees Nick naked and she can't say the word and like she has like 25 million different words for it. That's me. Like Nick and I like laugh so my husband Nick, not the character Nick, laughs so hard at that episode because it's just like how I am because I can't like I don't really say penis very well. It
It's
makes
the
me
Catholic.
chuckle. I'm a child. I shouldn't own a home. Um But okay, so I was so
People let
excited to
me
have a chat
drive.
about it. Wait, what?
Like, people let me drive.
Let me try. But I was so excited to have a chat about topics today as opposed to like just I mean, not that I'm not enjoying these tours, but that was really fun for me.
Yeah, it was like flashback,
Flashback.
circa 2019.
I know. So guys, like when things they will eventually return to normal. We'll get back to this kind of stuff, but there's really just like not a lot of news these days. Bec outside of, like, people are saying that the lines or, like, the capacity is, like, getting a little crazy, and I'm not gonna piss myself off and talk about that, but whatever. Anyways, so, let's start our World Showcase tour! Da, da,
Yes!
da. Okay.
Margaritas!
Margaritas. So, guys, we're approaching this the same way we always do, and the map that we're following is a post-July, opening, so this is just based off of what's open today. So we know there are other
Mhm.
restaurants in World Showcase, one that just recently opened, they haven't updated this map yet, but the Kringla Cafe in Norway, which we'll get to, has opened as of last week. Um, So that is one new thing. But like a lot of, and we'll call out what's not open. So for those of you who are missing Nine Dragons, I actually like Nine Dragons. I'm
I
weird.
haven't been because I'm not paying $40 for
It's like a PF Chang's. I
Panda
mean,
Express.
let's be very honest, it's PF Chang's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
I would
that's
say
not
that's
bad.
like the quality of it, but it's good and it's fine. But anyways, that's not open right now.
I
So,
really effed up. I should have eaten before this.
oh no. So we're gonna start in the Mexico Pavilion. Guys, why isn't this Coco themed yet? Let's talk about that for a minute. It's so
um,
you love Three Caballeros though, so I can't like
I
but you love Coco
do.
too.
I love, and I do love Coco. I will say because inside they have that old Phineas and Ferb game thing in there still,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that could be changed to Coco, and there
That
could
could
be some
change.
Coco influence in this, but like at the same time, I like that it's not Coco, yeah,
Right.
like because it just feels like more like Mexico, you know. You don't want to turn all of Norway into just Frozen, which I mean, kind of already is. But I don't know. I'm glad with what it is, guys. This place, first of all, when you walk in, it's almost shocking how cold it is.
It's
Like
magical.
it takes your breath away.
So cool.
Uh, it is magical, and inside there's even more magical things. It's very what's that restaurant on Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland, Blue Bayou?
Oh, Blue Bite, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's very Blue Bayou esque, and it's just so pretty, and the food smells nice, and the music is nice, and the
So
lighting.
so for those of the people who are listening who've never, been to the Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland, which, by the way, is the superior Pirates of the Caribbean, just
Mhm.
FYI, but explain to them the ambiance of the Blue Bayou and why that's like this.
So, okay, when you go on the ride, it's really hard to explain because now my brain's thinking, okay, well, what if they've never been on the ride at Disney or at Disney World, or what if they've never been on Los Caballeros? So you go in, and obviously the whole ride's inside. It's
Well,
all indoors.
I haven't been on 3 we this has been a thing we've talked about many for at least 2 years now. I've never been on this ride.
Get out,
Yes, we've talked about this. You know I've never been on this ride.
get out.
Am I fired?
You're fired. So okay, so you go in on Blue Bayou, or sorry, Pirates of the Caribbean, and you're in the boat, and you're going through like the opening story, and you hear the guy playing the banjo. And to the right, there's a whole ass restaurant called Blue
Whole
Bayou,
ass.
and uh, I've never been there. I've always wanted to go there because it's all indoors, and you can see the ride just as the ride can see you. Like it's really just so cool, and all the lights is really pretty. So it's the same thing with Los Tres Caballeros. You're going in, um, you're on the boat, and you go around the corner past the I call it the Trump statue. Like my mom pointed that out. One of the Mayan ruins
I think it's well, it might
face
be, yeah.
looks like Trump.
Does it really? That's funny.
Um, yeah, it does. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, so you're on there, and then the boat passes by the edge of the restaurant, and people just eating there and have a view of the boats and everything. It's just really
Yeah.
pretty. Everything's just so freaking pretty.
It's
I hear though, we'll get into that later,
okay.
but it's about the food.
So it is
Um,
in the shape of a pyramid, so it's based off of, like, an Aztec temple, which is cool,
yeah,
you know? And then you go inside, and it's, like, dusk. I guess that would be, like, a better because it's not, like, it's obviously not fully, like, night I guess it is kinda like nighttime in there. Because you walk in and you're in it's almost like a plaza, right? So it's like you walk
yeah.
in and there's all these, like, little stands that are shops, and the lighting is just beautiful. I think it's just so pretty as soon as you
It
walk
is.
in.
I just and you know me, and I have a whole ass account about lights at Disney.
Yeah.
Like it's just a sanctuary, and I gotta tell you guys, like the souvenirs in there are really expensive because they're like handmade and hand painted. However, if you're looking for a little sweater, those little Mexican woven sweaters
Mhm.
with the stripes. I don't know how to describe them, but they're very. You see it, you'd know what I'm talking about. Cheap, cheap, cheapest thing at Disney. They're like
Oh, yeah.
18, $19.
Yeah. And the one thing we really encourage you guys to do, like, obviously, like, World Showcase is like a is just a party. Like, it really is because, like, you're there to drink most likely, unless you're as because we are adults, unless you're, not drinking for some reason. But, like, for the majority of the time, we're in World Showcase to drink, but and
Hmm.
eat, obviously. But I think you made a really good point there because you were talking about, like, all of the handmade crafts and stuff like that. Like, I really, really encourage you guys, we both do, is to go into the stores, like, go deep into the stores. Don't just kinda, like, browse and, like, see, like, the handmade, um souvenirs and, like, just handmade things that you can bring home. I mean, some of them, like, are super expensive but, like, I've gotten some really, really cool pieces for my house, like, in World Showcase because 'cause they're from the country, and they're absolutely beautiful. So, like, take the time and look at these stands. Don't just kinda, like, browse around for a t-shirt. Like, really, really take time and look because
Hmm.
it's air conditioned, like, or it's raining. It's you know what I'm saying? Like, take time.
Yeah,
Like,
and they also have like even just candies from those countries.
right.
Like just try something new.
Or even take a look at this is one thing I'm really trying to do is take a look at the galleries. So most of the countries do have a gallery of artists from that country. So Mexico has one as well. It's
Mhm.
like right when you walk in. Um, but there's like also, and we'll talk about them as we go through each of the categories. But there's right now, I still think it's the Dia wait, damn it, Dia de Muertos. I think that's still, like, a lot of the gallery work that's there when you walk in. So, like, take time to
Mhm.
appreciate the culture of that country, like, because 'cause they're bringing artwork directly from that country. It's just really, really beautiful. But I think the outside of obviously getting tequila, the Mexico Pavilion is stunning.
Oh yeah, it's just so beautiful. I love it. I love it. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Yes. And also what's really great right now is that all the Mexican restaurants, or the Mexican pavilion restaurants and stands are still open. So nothing's really closed over there. So we can go through those. So let's start with San Angel Inn because that's right there. I will say though, I've not had a great experience at this restaurant. And I think a lot of people are not huge fans of it either.
I'm trying to remember which one that is.
The one like that's in the pavilion. That's right
Okay,
next to the ride.
okay, yeah, because they have a few. They have the one
They
that's
have a
right
lot.
next to the
Yeah.
ride. They have the quick service one, and then they have the other one that's like kind of attached to the quick service one. So we're talking about the
Yeah.
one that's inside.
Yeah. So this is the one
I
in the
have not
pavilion.
eaten there. I've wanted to, but I have also heard that it is not great.
Yeah, I have not heard really super great things. Personally, I would choose the next one we're gonna review if you want a sit-down Mexican restaurant, the La Hacienda de San is it San Angel or San? It's not no because G is not silent. Angel. I don't know. I only took a semester of Spanish, guys. Don't get on my ass.
Well, I mean, Los Angeles would be like Los Angeles or
Yeah.
Angeles. So yeah, San Angel.
So personally, I like the one outside better. But this one if you like the view, and that's a lot of the reason why people eat there. Um
It is so pretty.
it's a beautiful place to sit and eat. Um, and the food's fine. It's just, like, it's not, like, stupendous, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm paying that much for Disney
That would be
food.
like the triple cash one.
Right. And also, like, look at the pricing because apparently there are people who don't look at the pricing and
Mm.
then don't tip because they think something's outrageous. So,
And then they go and continue to eat around the world.
dude, I have no patience for that bitch.
Zero.
I mean, like, and I'm sure all of you guys heard about this, and it's starting to blow up like definitely has been blowing up on social media, like Facebook, and I've been seeing it on TikTok too. But this woman who I don't even know I'm not even gonna justify what her name is on Insta, but she has like 50,000 plus followers, and she claims to have a Disney travel. This is what I think is ridiculous. She claims to have a Disney travel company. And she goes to Via Napoli, orders a pizza. It's $50, which, by the way, that's a pretty normal, like, if you're getting a big, like, if something's, like, higher end, like, Disney is, like, the most overpriced place in the world. I fully
Right.
love Disney, but I will claim its flaws, and that's one of them. So I don't know what she thought she was doing, and apparently there was, like, 5 people at her table, so it's basically, like, $10 a person for $50 pizza.
Yeah, and, like, okay, so she has, like, 52,000 followers on her Disney Instagram. She has a travel agency
Yeah.
specializing in Disney, and she has a Facebook group with over 250 people in it, like, all on tips, for Disney. And I'm like, how are you gonna say I don't even wanna talk about it, I'm so mad, like, she's such a twat, like, she goes in there, she asks for recommendations, and apparently just doesn't look at the price. But where she fucked up was she ordered a pizza, which is going to be like $25 baseline because it's at that point it's just cheese,
Right.
and then it charges you for your toppings. She had 6 toppings.
Oh, really? I didn't look that hard at it, yeah.
Her toppings alone were $25.
What a dumbass.
So, and the prices are right next to the topping. So it's like, what does she think 2 plus 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 2 is gonna equal? Like, oh,
So
it
here's
blows my
the
mind.
thing though, like, this is a
And then she,
simple mistake. Yes, I know I've ordered things that I haven't looked at the menu, and then I'm like, "Oh shit, I can't believe I ordered that, it's like $60," or something simple like that. But you're not gonna not tip someone.
right.
It's not their fault that you misread
She
the menu.
used she used her annual pass to get a discount,
Mhm.
and then she wrote on the receipt, "Sorry not to tip, these prices are outrageous."
Like, what? These
And then that server posted
Good for
on the
them.
internet, and she got caught, and now she's all over her Instagram backtracking, going, "Oh no, the service was bad, and the prices are part of the service because he didn't tell me it was going to be a $50 pizza." Blah blah
No,
blah.
they're not
Like,
what?
not
No, they're not
her
supposed to do that.
problem. Yeah, not her problem, or the server's problem. Um, then you got your discount for using your annual
Yeah.
pass. You could have used even just that $3.50 that you saved as your tip, but no, you went out and you got a fucking $8.50 popsicle
Ugh. That's out
immediately
overpriced.
after.
But, like,
Like,
also keep in
Christ
mind
Almighty.
that these people have been unemployed, or at least not been employed with Disney for what, 3 how long was it closed? 3, 4 months? Wait,
Yeah,
March, April, well, April, May, June, July. So, yeah, 4
July.
months. So, you're also stiffing someone who hasn't been employed potentially, and has just been claiming unemployment or whatever. Like, you're a shitty person, the end.
And then also, furthermore, she goes to Disney once a week,
Yes!
and they spend all this money.
Get
Or
out.
no, she goes once a month for a week, and like, you're spending all this money. She brags about how she spends $350, $650 on the Copper Creek resort a night,
Dude,
and then
seriously?
but $50 was your weekly lunch budget.
That's her
Also,
lunch.
what are you gonna get for a week for $50? You're gonna eat pretzels
Oh
all
my
week?
god.
No, like, shut the hell up.
Dude, well, anyways, we had I can't believe we forgot to mention this, but and I'm excited to, like, look at these when we get to Italy, like, to see what is on, because 'cause I've actually never eaten at Via Napoli.
I have.
I've only
The
gotten
boys
the
are a
pizzas.
beautiful specimen to see.
That
Makes the pizza that much
Oh,
tastier.
yeah, because pizza at Disney's not great, but, like, I will take it if you're serving me this boy also.
Well, the pizza there is very different
Yeah,
than,
it
like,
is, it's better, it's a
all the
Sicilian
other
pizza.
pizza Hut. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get to that
Yeah,
in
we'll
due
get there.
time.
But oh, so okay, guys, we gotta review the menus, and we're at, like,
Ye
I think we're only gonna get through Mexico because we we're so chit-chatty, but I think that's why you love us. Which menu do you wanna look at, lunch or dinner?
You know me, I'm a lunch bitch.
You are a lunch bitch, and usually they're the same, especially in World Showcase. So, um, Their appetizers, guacamole. Here's do you like guacamole with fruit? I do not.
No.
Like, that has, like,
I
fruit
was
in
just
it
reading that. It says topped with mango and toasted pumpkin seeds.
with chicharrones, which Disney chicharrones are just not great. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. And salsa Valentina. Like, I just don't like people putting and this is not Disney related, but, like, anybody, like, putting, like, fruit in my guac. I'm not into that.
I'm not even
No
super
part of
big on,
that.
like, so many vegetables. Like, you go to Chi Chipotle, and
Yeah,
it's, like, overwhelming. They have so many onions and tomatoes, and it's like, "Just
they
give
do
me the
use a lot of
damn
onions.
avocado."
Yeah, just like, okay. But out of the appetizers, I mean, the queso fundido, even though it has chorizo in it, so that wouldn't be something I could get. But at the end of the day, I'd probably just get the guac because none of these are something that I'd wanna be a part of.
I don't know, the sopa sounds pretty good.
It does sound good, but it depends on if it has a meat in it.
Yeah, it just says traditional tortilla soup, which, I mean, I've only had chicken tortilla
Right, me too,
soup, so I
yeah.
don't know. That sounds I think I'd get the sopas.
Okay.
Um, and then
The entrees. So here's another thing that people also need to be aware of when they go to any of the sit down most of the sit down the restaurants in Mexico is and this happens to people, like, just generally not even in Disney. If you're going to more of a high-end Mexican restaurant, please expect actual Mexican food. You're not going there for tacos or fajitas, that's not what they serve there, and that's the same thing here. I mean, they do have some, like, tacos, but, like, please respect Mexican food, like, actual Mexican cuisine. You're not gonna just get fajitas and tacos everywhere you go, like, try something different. That's just my, soapbox for the
mm, I'm looking at this. I think I might get the enchiladas de pollo, 'cause I love enchiladas.
Do they have
Yeah.
anything for me? Oh, yeah, they have a tacos de vegetales. Ooh, this looks good. This is a new menu. Flour tortillas filled with eggplant puree, confit, oyster mushrooms, and crispy Brussels sprouts topped with cotija cheese and a drizzle of truffle oil. I don't know how I feel about the truffle oil because I feel like that's not very Mexican, but I'd still eat it. That sounds really good.
Mm,
I believe in it.
desserts. Pastel de queso con cajeta. I think that's how you'd say.
Ooh, that looks really good.
Cheesecake with caramel sauce. Okay.
If cheesecake didn't give me the poops, I'd be into that. Because I love a caramel sauce. There's no flan? Come on. Wait, is flan Spanish or Mexican?
It's Mexican.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then what's their drank situation? It's
I'm scrolling. Pina
oh,
loca.
they have a tequila flight here. I didn't know that. Okay. Casa Dragones, Clase Azul, Reposado, Santanera blend, extra añejo and añejo. I mean, y'all know I love a tequila flight. I'll just tell you that. Do you like cucumber margs? I just don't like cucumber drink.
I don't like cucumbers.
I like but it has a tahini chili lime powder rim.
I
So,
would put that on some good tasting margarita.
can you
I
put
don't
that on
know.
something else, please?
Yeah. No, I don't like cucumbers. I think they're too overwhelming. Like, I know they put cucumbers in sushi a lot for like the crunch,
Yeah.
but it just like completely overtakes the taste of everything. And I mean, like Matt's a fucking psycho, dude. Like he likes the cucumber Gatorade, and I'm like, you're disgusting.
Yeah, Nick likes cucumber stuff too. I don't get it.
Ugh.
But I mean, let's go to the place that I would actually recommend if you're gonna go to sit down in uh Epcot, and that's La Hacienda de San Miguel.
Mm.
That is that is a good place. I am a huge, huge, huge fan of this restaurant. I actually took my team at the time when we did a team building event that I planned that I was supposed to do again in May. Don't get me started. We were supposed to stay at the brand new JW Marriott in Bonnet Creek. I again can't get started. I get so upset. We were gonna do another Epcot team building event, and I'm so
This place is right on the water, and it's
it's
so
so pretty.
beautiful. It is really pretty on the inside. Every time I've ever been there, though, it's empty.
You know what? Yeah, it is, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just, like, a second thought, but, like, the food here is really, really good. I think people just, like, don't think about it. And again, here's yet another me going back to what I just said earlier. I think people get thrown when they see Mexican food that's not something that you would see at a standard Mexican restaurant. I think people that does throw people.
Yeah, they're like, "Wait, where's my ground beef
Yeah,
taco?"
it's like, "Guys, come on." Like, try other cuisines. Like, Mexican food is amazing, like, not just, like, standard Mexican food.
I'm so hungry.
Okay, so they also have guac with mango again, man, come on.
Yeah, this one's a little less busy than the other one though,
Yeah.
so I could kinda deal with that, but I'm definitely gonna go for this giant
Oh my
tostada.
god.
I've had it before, and it's so F word
It
good.
looks amazing. Oaxacan tostada, barbacoa beef, chipotle black beans, chorizo, Mexican sour cream, and pickled onions. Damn.
Guys, it
Get
is
into it.
so good.
Lordy. I would probably eat that too. I'd just be like, "I'm just gonna eat this."
Yeah, and honestly, it's big, like, oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's all you need. That's all you need.
Um,
As
entrees,
far
okay,
as
let
a
me look.
country goes,
Ooh, they have vegetable enchiladas de vegetales. Damn. Yeah, see, this menu's fire, guys. I don't know what you're doing. I think I yes, I have had it, the
but
tacos de
honestly,
camarón.
these prices are more expensive than the one on the inside.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be, like, a little bit higher end. Like, it is nicer inside, I think. It's really, really nice in there. The enchiladas de vegetales is vegetable-filled corn tortillas topped with melted cheese and salsa ranchera. I mean,
That sounds good.
I make a mean vegetable enchilada.
I'm gonna get the costillas in salsa de chile.
Oh,
That sounds
dude,
delicious.
that sounds
Braised short rib with potato puree and cilantro chimichurri.
oh, if I was still eating meat, I would, like, have 5 of those.
Mm, gonna get the volcano cake
You love
for
those molten
dessert.
lava cakes.
I sure freaking do.
So when they say
And then let's
helado de
see.
dulce de leche, is it just caramel ice cream, or is there, like, something and caramel ice cream? Oh,
It's more just caramel ice cream.
do you say this is an ongoing fight between me and my husband. I say caramel, he says caramel, and he gets very offended that I say caramel. Like,
I mean,
offended.
I say caramel.
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know. That's just how I say it. I have a friend that will every time I'm like, "Hey, can I get a caramel frappuccino?" He'd be like, "You mean a caramel frappuccino?" And I'm like, "Okay." You also say orange, so it's like, shut the fuck up.
Orange over here.
Like, so I don't correct you on that. Just let me say caramel.
It looks like the drinks here are the same as inside. So, the same
Yeah.
margaritas, but when I've gone to
Ooh,
these places,
boy.
I just get a standard margarita on the rocks. If they have Siete Leguas tequila, that is my preferred tequila or some other high-end tequila. Like, even if you just got Casamigos, I'll drink that. Um,
See, and the thing with on the rocks drinks, as far as margaritas go and places like this, I always get nervous. I prefer frozen because either A, obviously they're gonna have to make it right there because the ice is gonna be frozen and it'll melt if it's not fresh.
right.
Or B, they have it in like those little churny, slushy machines
Yeah,
where the liquor is always constantly going through. With on the rocks, it could be pre-made in a pitcher, and they could just be like picking it up and dumping it in,
that's
and it's just
true.
like not stirred, so like it's just settled. So at one point, you're gonna get either all tequila, lucky you, or you're just gonna get all mixer.
Yeah, that's why I'm kinda weird about not ordering, like, the standard margs, but if you're gonna choose this is I think you agree with me, if you're gonna choose a sit-down restaurant in Mexico, I would choose this one, personally.
Oh yeah. But I actually prefer the next place.
Choza de margarita.
I prefer the
It's newer too. Remember how long this thing took to c
oh
build?
wait,
Lord help us.
no. I'm thinking of the cantina.
Oh.
Is what I'm
Oh,
thinking.
I just happen to have this one open. We can go to Cantina, that's okay. La Cantina de San Año, which is this is where you wanna get your standard Mexican restaurant food, if that's what you're
Yeah,
feeling.
but they have a really insane view of everything.
Yeah.
Food is like really fairly priced,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's still really
It's
really
still
good.
very, very good. Their guac there is tremendous. Usually what I'll do, like, because a lot of times when we if we go with my, in-laws, the kids obviously like this place, and I'll just get, like, a thing of guac or something and just hang out on the water because it's such a nice view, and this is one of the most sought out places for fireworks. If you wanna sit here for fireworks,
I have sat there.
how early did you have to get there?
We got there pretty early. This is when I went down, and my mom's residence. She took her residence
Mhm.
to Disney World, and they went to Epcot to enjoy the nations.
Yeah.
And so we were doing all the Epcot things, and then she was like, "All right, guys, we're gonna go to this restaurant, and we're gonna get like some snacks." But we got there a little too early, um, because well, we thought it was just gonna take a little longer, and like they would eat a little longer.
Mhm.
But we sat there. We sat there for like an hour or so before the actual show started,
That's not
and
bad.
we were like, "All right, guys, let's just." We would all take turns. Like we'd all go get
Yeah.
like a drink or like a dessert or something or a thing of chips, just so we're like not wasting table space, because it was a little early, but the show was amazing. Although one of the cannons, like the countries each shoot
Yeah.
out their little cannons, is right there, and
Oh,
it scared
no.
the hell out of me.
Oh, no, yeah. And and actually, I think just getting there an hour and a half early is actually not bad. I've heard, especially during, like, peak times and normal days, like, you need to get there a couple of hours. If you wanna go to this, if you wanna go to the cantina and sit there and stay for fireworks, you need to get there at least 2 hours beforehand.
Yeah,
You gotta be prepared to
but I mean,
stay.
if like you're gonna be there and feel guilty about like not eating and wasting table space, I recommend getting the nachos because they're massive.
Uh-huh.
And so you'll be picking at that forever.
Yeah, just pick at stuff. Like, this is the perfect place to just sit and pick, like,
Mm,
for an extended period of time, but it's just like a
I'm
great.
so hungry.
I know. It's so good here. What's your go-to at
Oh, I always get the tacos de barbacoa
Oh,
or
yeah.
the nachos.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was the same. I haven't eaten here since I've been vegetarian, which looks like I would get the empanadas con queso now, and those look actually really good, which is just
Mhm.
the fried tortillas with cheese and has a Mexican slaw. And then they have marks here, but it's just, like, mixed, like, it's just basic ass marks.
Yeah,
I would say go
they're just.
across the way and get a marg.
I have not gotten a margarita from there
No?
actually because when I go to Mexico, I just go to La Cava.
Yeah, that's true. I go to Choza, which is I guess what we'll talk about now, if I can't get into just to get, like, a margarita, if I can't get into La Cava, because obviously a lot of times I don't know what they're I don't La Cava's it's showing that it's open, so it must be open, but I wonder if they took tables out just for, like, social distancing because it's kinda tight quarters in there. Um, but it chose it to margarita. It's a newer stand, which it makes a ton of sense. They needed another stand for margaritas. They really did. And it took forever to build for some ridiculous reason. But they have great margs. They have an on the rocks list plus a frozen list.
I
Um
am looking at that. I did not like Eat Drink Travel Dreams suggestion for the jalapeno margarita. However, this spicy blackberry one sounds pretty good.
yeah, the spicy or wait, there we go. Yeah, the spicy blackberry looks actually really good. I think I've tried the smoky pineapple. I think I did like that because I like mezcal. And I've tried the
I'm
top
not a
shelf,
fan
it's
of
very good too.
smoky flavored things.
Yeah, you're not a mezcal person. I like it, um, but it can and a lot of these have a spice to them, so just if you don't like spicy food or spicy drinks, I think all of these do yeah, or except for the cucumber one, which who wants that? But they all have some kind of
Mm,
spice to
the
them.
trash can does.
Oh, wait, no, the top shelf one doesn't. I don't know what I was reading, but the top shelf one doesn't. And then the frozen, I mean, they have a really nice selection, I think, of the frozen ones. Okay, I may leave this in, I don't know. But I don't know if you have this problem with your mother, but with my parents, and I've had to yell at my mom a few times about this, please don't text me, please call me, because that scares the living fuck out of me. And I'm like,
Um,
I really think I'm gonna get a talking to
yeah.
or something. Do you know what my dad, and God bless him, like, do you know what he called me about? He didn't
What?
know where he needed to pick up my cat's seizure medicine.
Oh.
I thought he was gonna yell at me because I gave his sister-in-law the business the other day for, like, making comments about Breonna Taylor,
Oh.
and so that's what I thought. And, like, as soon as I saw that text from my dad, my heart just went boom. I was like, "Oh, I'm getting yelled at." But no, it was just about the cat seizure. Oh my god. Anyways, where did we leave off?
Picking
Oh, yeah, the
margaritas.
frozen margs. These are right up your
Mm.
alley.
Yes, I love mango margaritas, so that's what I'm gonna go with. The Fiesta is a combination of the three. Honestly, I don't really like lime margaritas too much. They give me really bad heartburn. I
Yeah.
mean, I will. I'll obviously drink. I'll drink almost anything with liquor in it. Um,
The
but
lime, frozen
if
lime,
they've got a mango,
yeah.
I'll take the mango.
Oh, sure. I've noticed that the frozen lime is a mix, obviously, and they use it throughout the parks, and I've had some terrible it has, like, caused gastritis for me, and that's how much heartburn it gives me. It's terrible. I can't drink it.
Mm-mm.
They also have, like, some
So then we
little
got
snackadoos
here.
here with that
Ooh,
fucking
enchilada.
goddamn mango guacamole. What is their hang up? Why do they gotta put mango but they have barbacoa empanadas, tacos al pastor, tostada de pollo, and esquites, which is, I'm assuming, street corn, looks like, which is what I would get because that looks amazing.
Spicy corn tacos.
Spicy corn topped with
Yep.
chipotle mayo, queso fresco, and tahini chile lined
Tahini.
Tahine.
I love elote. Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
so good.
So this place has always got a huge line, but it does move quickly. So that's what I will say about that. So it's not like the huge line at La Cava, which we'll talk about next, where it literally doesn't move.
Yeah. Well, because La Cava, like this place is like a walk up, grab your thing and go.
Yeah,
La Cava is a quote unquote bar that they encourage you to like sit in and enjoy
yeah.
uh, your time. But it's so popular they really don't can't afford that. Like get your get your jalapeno margarita and get the hell out.
Yeah, just come on, go. Okay, so we're here. The pièce de résistance.
Mm,
My favorite place in all the world. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I think Tito Gusto is my favorite place. Yes. This is number 2.
yes.
I had to think about that for a minute.
This is not my favorite place, but it is one of my favorite places to get drinks.
Yes. Yes. So it's mainly a tequila bar, which is so cool. Um, all of the wait staff are extremely knowledgeable about tequila. Um, actually, I didn't really start getting into like higher end tequila until when La Cava opened a few years ago, and then that's when Nick and I started like really diving into like higher end tequila. Um, because they have such an expansive tequila menu that you could just
Hmm.
get like because tequila is like good tequila is a sipping beverage. Um, and like I just like to get like a thing of tequila or do tequila flights, like because I'm an animal. I don't know.
I have not. Uh, I've had one tequila flight from there, and it wasn't bad. And you can also change. They have the obviously the shots, and then they have a chaser
Yeah,
that they add to that,
the tomato
and you can
chaser.
get the
It's like a tomato
yeah, it's like a
thing, like a
tomato
gazpacho situation.
yeah, but you could also get I think they called it Mexican water.
Oh, what's that?
And it's green and it's really sweet, like
Interesting.
almost sourly so. Um, yeah, it's called like Mexican grass water or something like
Hmm,
that,
I'll have to try that.
and it's really tasty.
I love that. Um, and you love the avocado marg here, right? Yeah.
Yes, guys, and I have recreated the
Yes,
avocado
you
margarita
did.
successfully, and it is so good. And it's served with a hibiscus salt rim, which is really good. But when I make it at home, I just use tahini because tahini.
Obviously. Also, I think I would prefer the tahine, like, compared to, like, it's served with a hibiscus salt rim here,
Mhm.
but I think I would prefer I wonder if you could just ask and be like, "Can you just do a tahine salt rim instead of" 'cause, like, why not? I'm sure they would. They're so, like, willing to please there.
So
They're
accommodating,
very, very common.
and I mean, I don't know, because I really do enjoy the hibiscus salt room because it is like, oh, it's really sweet, like it's kind of
Yeah.
sour, and it's just a fun change.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way is good.
Although I would if I had more time, like, usually I only end up going to La Cava once during my trip, but, like, if I had more time, I'd also wanna try the Negroni because I love a Negroni, but this is the Mexican version. So it has Gracias a Dios gin, which I love that, Ojo de Tigre mezcal, sweet vermouth, Aperol, Ancho Reyes liqueur, that's got a lot of business. Maybe I wouldn't try that. I always end up
Apple
getting I
jack.
get a tequila flight first, and then I end up getting a margarita, just straight margarita on the rocks with Siete Leguas Blanco, which is my favorite tequila. It ends up being a $20+ margarita for those of us who don't, because that's one of those things that are, like, kinda off menu, and you just, like, build your own margarita, and they end up being, like, 30 bucks. But
Yeah,
but you gotta
because
kinda
you
go
gotta
into
pay
that.
for the like each shot. And
Yeah. And then they don't have it on here, but they have, like, a trio, chip situation, so you can get, like, guac, queso, salsa. And their salsa is very spicy, by the way, just so everybody knows.
it's really
It's
good.
very good.
And back to your $30 margarita. We go into these places at Disney World knowing that it's gonna be expensive, and
Yes.
then like we still tip.
Yes, because 'cause we're human beings.
And because
We're
we
not
know
assholes.
Disney's gonna be expensive, so that's why you plan for that.
Man, sorry, that was my work phone. I didn't know I didn't have the ringer on. I'm so sorry. Damn it.
It's okay. But yeah, no, I love the avocado margarita. I love
Yeah.
La Cava. The time I met you there was the only time I've ever sat down in
Oh,
there.
really? I
Yep,
love sitting down there. I'll sit down there all day.
I love it. I love it. Oh, I just love it. I can't wait to go back.
One day, one day. All right. Well, we're over an hour, but some of it's me talking to my dad. So, guys, I am so happy that we got to talk about regular topics, but also we only got through one country, which is very typical of us because we just go on tangents and that's why you love us.
And that's why you come back.
Coming back, fam. Well, so that means we're starting with Norway. That's next. Yes, we're starting with Norway next week, which I should
Ooh,
update.
Norway.
Yeah, Norway. So, obviously Frozen Ever After. That's the big draw. To Norway. And also that terrible spelling perfume. Layla, oh, help us all. That'll knock you on your ass. And it's so funny because people post, like, people love that perfume. And I'm like, you know how strong that stuff smells? I'm not a big perfume person. So maybe that's my. I like just little smells, like not 1980 smelling perfume, but that's just me. But we're excited to talk about Norway next time and beyond. See how far we get.
And beyond.
Yes.
Get through just Norway.
Which is, like, so funny because there's not a lot going on in Norway, so if we only just get through Norway I could see it happening, though. I'm like, that wouldn't surprise me in the least. Like, I'd be like, "Yeah, that's about right. That's us. That's what happens." Alright, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us again. We love doing these tours. We love talking about whenever we get some Disney news to talk about with you. My name is Annie at WDW Collective, and with me, as always, because I just realized we didn't do introductions. God damn it. That always happens when it's my turn to host. Son of a bitch. Ugh.
I guess.
With
My
me.
name is Brady McCleary, also known to you as Brady Cam on Instagram. And with our powers combined,
We are the Never Growing Up podcast. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Can't wait to talk to you next time.
see you soon.
Bye.
See you real soon. Bye.